everybody's been telling us we have to check out the Plaza Theater, so let's see what it's all about. And we can't come and talk about the Plaza Theater without talking to the one and only Mr. Doug Sorrell.
Follow me. We're totally handicap accessible, so we'll use the ramp. Let's show you around. 292 seats, 4 wheelchair spots, 34-foot screen that goes out to 38-foot, full digital projection.
The Plaza Theater wasn't always the gym that it is right now. A lot of blood, sweat, and tears went into making it what it is today.
This was a great volunteer-created community project. But it's been 6-7 years of joy bringing this thing from an empty pit with a leaky roof to a facility that over the last 5.5 years has attracted over 75,000 patrons. Well, Austin, we made it back to the concession area. Clint, why don't you share a little bit of the history of this place?
Sure, Doug. We opened in 1919, closed in 1968, and reopened Christmas Day 2015.
Great, and I understand there's a lot of help that you get behind the scenes as well.
Exactly. We could not run the Plaza Theater without the help of our volunteers, and we're always looking for volunteers, so come join us.
Oh my gosh. If you want something to work in anywhere, in any town or any kind of charitable situation, Doug is just unstoppable. He is one of those people that has the imagination, he has the connections, but he also has the likability and the ability to get people to do what he wants them to do for the best reasons, because Doug has a way of cheerfully making you do what he wants you to do. I love that about him.
I just really think back to all the auctions I've gone to where Doug was the auctioneer, and he just knows how to work the crowd, and of course he wears some god-awful sports coat, but other than that, it's just fun to watch him do his thing and kind of know all of his tricks of the trade and how to stay hidden when somebody gets in a bidding war, because you know it's getting ready to get ugly.
Doug has a little bit of a footprint or an input in the Miamisburg Merchants Association. He helps out Rotary. He does presentations there. He's a proponent of the Baum Opera House. There's not a cause in Miamisburg that Doug doesn't try to embrace and help as much as he can with all the contacts that he has.
Most interesting thing about Doug Sorrell is his love of the community and what he does for different organizations. We've had organizations like SIXA, Therapeutic Writing Institute, the Color Guard all have their fundraisers here at Canopy Creek Farm, and Doug seems to always be here to be doing the auction part of it. He's volunteered his time to support those organizations as well as the community, and he makes that a high priority in his life.
Doug knows how to invoke an emotion about whatever charity function, whatever he's working on, the love and the excitement that he has, he is able to make you feel that as well.
Doug is very much involved in the Masons and in the Masonic orders. It started here in the lodge of Minerva 98, and he's in Antioch Temple in Dayton, and he was the illustrious up there. And in the last couple of years, they made him an honorary 33-degree Mason because of all of his work in the community and in helping others. He also does auctions for nonprofits, and he's done that for years. And he's just a wonderful person that has done a lot for this community and for the area of Dayton.
What I really love about Doug, and I mean love, is that Doug comes from the heart. Everything he does comes from the heart. And you see that all over Miamisburg. But particularly my fondest memory of Doug is just sitting down and having coffee. He was always inquisitive about my career, about my family, and it was genuine. He's a good old cowboy, and he is he has a heart of gold through and through. And I really appreciate his friendship, and I appreciate this night that we get to celebrate Doug because he deserves it.
There are a lot of people to thank for the resurrection of the Plaza Theater, but Doug has been the person out there from day one raising money to get that to happen. Of course, we all know that's what he specializes in. And then getting his point across. He has a way of making you believe in the cause and making you understand the cause and being willing to support it.
It was the right time, the right place. Everything fell into place, and Doug was the leader of it. He's the one that cracked the whip, got everything going, and stayed on top of it, and has stayed on top of it as the Plaza Theater is today.
He was able to source equipment and raise the money to really make sure this thing got off the ground and happened, and to do it right, because if you don't do it right, you might as well not do it at all, and Doug knows how to do it right.
People financially helping him. He had an architect. He had all kinds of important people, lighting people, construction people, and they all came together to put a beautiful project that is the Plaza today.
Without Doug Sorrell, we wouldn't really have a Plaza Theater. I mean, he put the efforts together to form a committee to review it. But what he brought to the party was his fundraising and contacts that made really all the difference. We wouldn't have been able to raise the money for the Plaza Theater if not for Doug Sorrell.
Doug is a man of passion and conviction, and when he decides to get something done, he's not going to stop until it gets done. So him rallying the troops and keeping everybody focused was absolutely pivotal in the success of having a fundraising efforts to make this all happen.
Miamisburg downtown has a different feel now. It's energized, it's revitalized, and they owe that to Doug. They definitely owe that to Doug. With the inception and the addition of the Plaza, all of the different businesses, I think Doug had a little bit of hand in all of that. And Miamisburg is a different place today than it was 30 years ago because of him.
I saw in a recent publication that Doug was named the Grand Marshal for the 2024 Springfest Parade, and as you look at that article, it just really shows you just how much Doug has given back to not only Miamisburg, but also nationally.
I really believe if it wasn't for Doug's involvement, I just don't feel like the funds would have been there to do it. The Plaza exists because of Doug Sorrell, so many others, but he was the key driving factor in it.